The NBC2 investigators uncover 134 Southwest Florida law enforcement vehicles with parts that have been recalled.
We spent months searching VIN numbers for the Cape Coral Police Department, Fort Myers Police, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office, finding some vehicles driving around with multiple open recalls. NBC2 investigator Rachel Polansky took her findings to those agencies.
3.5 million vehicles on Florida roads have unfixed safety recalls. That's about 1 out of every 5 cars in the state. The NBC2 investigators teamed up with Carfax in Lee County, and it didn't take us long to find driver.
You do have an open recall on this.
Okay, now I know.
After driver.
You do have an open recall.
On the road with open recalls.
There's a bearing in here that could fail, and the vehicle could stall while in motion. So basically, this car could lose power while you're driving.
And it got us thinking, what about the vehicles being driven to emergencies by our first responders? We pulled the records, ran the VIN numbers, and found 99 open recalls for the Lee County Sheriff's Office, 49 open recalls for Cape Coral Police, and 15 open recalls for Fort Myers PD. So just what kind of recalls are we talking here? Chrysler recalled Dodge Chargers that had an alternator that could fail. According to my list, CCPD had 10 of these recalls and FMPD had 2. So I asked the general manager of Terry Winter Auto Service Center if that's a dangerous issue.
That actually can overheat and catch on fire, so that needs to be done. You'll probably experience a little burning smell. That, you just need to check with your dealer and have that one done definitely.
General Motors recalled Tahoes that could experience corrosion of the underhood cooling fan, which could result in an electrical short circuit.
That is also one the same as that can catch on fire and overheat, can cause your car to overheat. And you don't want that because then it can blow an engine or blow a head gasket.
LCSO had 4 of those recalls, CCPD had 3, and FMPD had 1.
So is that a pretty dangerous recall then?
It is, yes. And I mean, it can do damage to the car.
I also found recalls for passenger airbag inflators. CCPD had 21, LCSO had 13, and FMPD had 1.
If the vehicle's in an accident, the airbag could explode, sending shrapnel throughout the car, not just in a straight line, but throughout the car.
Carfax's Chris Basso believes that every recall needs to be taken seriously.
The longer a recalled car goes unfixed, the more chance it has for that recalled part to fail, putting your life at risk.
Fort Myers Councilman Johnny Streets echoes his thoughts.
I'm grateful that, you all did the research and hopefully that the people that are responsible for getting our vehicles maintained or so forth will act immediately on that.
Through email, Fort Myers Police Chief Derek Diggs told me that the vehicles we identified had either been pulled from service, had or were having the issues resolved, or were waiting for parts on back order.
I'm grateful that he made that response to you to show that we are concerned and that, if this was some oversight, it won't happen again.
Lee County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Anita Iriarty emailed me that a number of their recalls had or were being remedied by LCSO Fleet, or were waiting on parts to be released. And the City of Cape Coral spokesperson Connie Barron told me that a number of their replacement parts had only recently become available, adding that, quote, the safety of our police officers is not being jeopardized by these open recalls. End quote.
No matter what you think is a big or a small recall affects the safety of that car, you need to take every single one of them seriously because they're done to help keep you safe.
Now, I checked in with all 3 law enforcement agencies again this week. FMPD tells me that all of the vehicles I brought to their attention have been taken care of. LCSO and CCPD have fixed several of their recalls, but are still waiting on some parts to become available. Now, if you want to check for any recalls on your own car, I have all the instructions for you on our website. That's NBC2.com. For the NBC2 Investigators tonight, I'm Rachel Polansky.